What's going on, guys? It's been a while. Excuse me, it's been a while since I last uploaded, so the stars kind of aligned today. Got this beautiful lighting situation going, and the little guy and mom went out to get some pet food, so we're just hanging out here at home, and we're due for a 3-month update for this little one. As you can tell, she's sleeping right now. On the 2nd, so what was that, like 3-4 days ago, she turned 3 months, and here we are with the update. So if you're a new dad, expected dad, I'm just going to talk about kind of what happened month 3, so you can kind of start planning and know what to expect, because I don't know of anywhere out there where you can find something like this, so just had to do it myself. So got 4 things for you today, and hope you can learn from it a little bit. If you hear some random tapping, it's because I'm going like this. It kind of happens to soothe this little one and keep her sleeping through the noise and all of that, so that's what that tapping is. Alright, so I'm gonna just jump right in to number 1, which is a support system. So months 1 and 2, you know, very reactionary. You're kind of playing defense, fighting fires. You know, you're in survival mode. Well, I should speak for myself. I was in survival mode, especially the first time around with our 3-year-old now. You know, you're just basically like running to the store, getting food, logistics, like trying to stay alive, trying to take showers, brush your teeth, which by the way I didn't do today. And that's why I'm wearing a hat indoors. It's raining outside. It's just, you know, dad life. It's just survival. You know, you're getting food, you're cooking, you're doing dishes. And month 3 is kind of where you start getting used to the new lifestyle, and you start getting, you kind of move past that like survival phase and start getting into more of the, you know, you start feeling things. And so, you know, it's like, oh, like I have this baby now, and all of like the feelings start coming in, right? You know, it's yeah, and it's both good and bad feelings, right? Like for me, some grief moments where like, oh crap, like I can't go play basketball anymore, or even like, oh crap, I can't watch basketball anymore. You know, definitely computer games like out the window a long time ago. But just all the stuff that I used to love doing, you know, when I was single, and also after, you know, being married too, you know, video games, working out, even getting outside, going to the store when I wanted to, you know, all those things are just kind of out the window. And, you know, there's some, that's loss. It's loss of, you know, your freedom a little bit. And so there's some grieving that happened for me. This time around though, it wasn't, I mean, I kind of knew what to expect, and then also this time around, my wife has just like been a rock star superhero, so, you know, it's been relatively easy for me. I've been focusing on work a lot and just helping out where I can, but man, like I have the luxury of hopping on live and vlogging right now, so that's kind of like the first thing. And tied with that is, you know, just getting a really strong support system. You know, even if it's just like a group of guys who, you know, also have babies, even if they're online, you know, just to be able to share like, holy crap, I had a rough day today, you know, I didn't get out of my pajamas till 3 in the afternoon, I didn't brush my teeth, I didn't do my hair, I'm starving, I didn't eat lunch, you know, just having that as, you know, a group of guys who can understand and empathize will go a really long way. So if you are not part of a support system at all, I strongly suggest you try to get plugged into one. At the very least, join a Facebook support group, and I'll link a couple that I know below. I keep saying this, but I will link it below. That'll go a long way to keeping your sanity. And then the highs are just kind of obvious, you know, you get to like see this like creation that you help make, and I mean, I can't describe it to you, so I'm not even gonna waste my time doing that, waste your time doing that. But you know, the highs are really high too, so look forward to that. All right, the second thing, is you kind of start tapping into this side. Well, for me, I started tapping into this like empathetic side that I never knew I had. You know, when the baby comes out, it's like this 3-month-old like creature thing, and you know, she's like, Zoe is fully present. I mean, sorry, fully dependent on me and my wife for survival. And so, you know, when she gets sad, when she gets hungry, when she gets angry, when she's happy, like all those things, all those emotions, you know, you kind of feel as a parent also. And so, you know, it's just kind of amazing, like, you know, before I had her and had Zachary, you know, I had been doing, you know, I was in college, and then I did, you know, a few years of work. As a single dude, it's like, you know, and I graduated in engineering, so I didn't get all the psychology classes and soc and all of that. And so, you know, just experiencing these feelings, like going from an analytical work environment to like this human, like very real, you know, emotional connection thing, was all new to me. It still is new to me. It's weird that, like, you know, I look at this girl and she like smiles, and like it makes me so happy. Like, that's weird because as I'll get into later, like I'm not very bonded with her at this point. Like I'll get into it later. But anyways, all those feelings were kind of new, were kind of interesting. You know, you start, for me anyways, when I went to work now, for all the moms at the office, I'm like, holy moly, like how do you even show up to work like put together, you know? If I'm having a hard time like communicating with someone, I'm able to like stop and, you know, think about like, oh, this guy had a 2-hour commute to work. He just got in, he just got breakfast, he's just getting settled in. And, you know, maybe that's what, like, maybe I'm just gonna cool it for a bit and come back and ask him the same question later. Things like that. You know, I just didn't have before I had kids, so that's something that's happening to me more so the second time around, because the first time I was just like, what are these feelings? I don't know what to do with this. But the second time around, like, I'm really able to like be really thoughtful and empathetic in that way. So that was kind of something that unexpectedly happened and is helping my career, I'd say. So just keep at a lookout for that. You know, tune your radars to that. And when you start feeling feelings, whether sad, mad, angry, happy, whatever it is, yeah, just develop that muscle, because it can really be an asset. All right, at this point, I'm gonna take a quick pause. I'm gonna hop on the live stream and see if anyone's hanging out with us, and just gonna say hi. So give me 1 second. All right, from what I can tell, there's no one here, so I'm just gonna keep going. So the third thing is, how do I put this? And I actually just watched a video about this morning. I'll link it up here, wherever the cards are. I think the guy, his name is Jason, he's a YouTuber. He said that, I forgot how he put it, it was something like, I don't know who this baby is. Like, I have no emotional attachment to this baby. You know, and there's, again, feelings, right? Like, maybe feelings of guilt, maybe like just doubt, like, is that how it's supposed to happen? You know, she's 3 months, and so for the past month or two, it's been survival. She's been a blob. Sorry, Zoe. She's, you know, been sleeping, pooping, eating. That's the 3 things she does. And so, you know, especially the first time around, I was like, why is this guy here? Like, you know, life used to be good. I used to do what I wanted to do. You know, I used to have a clean house. And, you know, for the first 3 months, I'd say it was like, holy crap, like, where do we return this thing? Like, every time we would drive by the fire station, we would see the safe play sign and be like, today might be the day. But I just want to say that because, you know, I definitely experienced that this time around. I mean, it is a little different that she's a girl, the first one was a boy. I mean, it plays into it a little bit. I didn't have those feelings as much with Zoe. because one, she's a girl, she's like my little princess, and then two, I kind of knew what to expect with that, right? Like the baby doesn't just come out and then you're like, oh my god, I'm in love with this thing. It takes months to develop the bond, right? And even the bond is like something you can make thousands of videos on, but like, you know, just that emotional connection with your kid, you know, it doesn't happen within 3 months even. Like, yeah, I could say something here about, I'm just gonna skip it. Like, if something happened to her, I don't know that I would be devastated. Sorry, Zoe. I'm just being real. You know, with the little guy, the 3-year-old, if something happened to him, I'd be like man on fire status, you know? But with her, it's like, I'll just make another one. My wife is gonna kill me, but hey, it's real life. And so, I'm going on a tangent. Going back to what I was trying to say, it takes months to bond through the thousands of diaper changes, feeding, burping, you know, looking at her, playing with her, cooing, reading, which, by the way, I don't do that much. My wife does all of that, but, you know, through time, the bond happens. And, you know, for you as a new dad, if you're experiencing like emotional detachment from the kid, or you just don't feel like, you know, you're bonding with your kid that much, it's normal. Don't worry about it. Just keep at it. Over time, you will really, I think, fall in love with your kid, and that's, you know, it's the most awesome feeling when, you know, your wife goes to the store and then, you know, your son is like, hey, is dad going? Like, why isn't he going? You know, I want him to go. It takes a long time, and I'm not talking about like disorders or like, you know, chronic depression or like stuff like that. I'm just talking about quote unquote normal, right? It takes time. So, you know, don't beat yourself up. Don't I mean, you can feel guilty. I mean, maybe you can't help feeling guilty. But just know that it's normal, and that bond, that connection will come with time. All right. The last and final thing I want to say today on the 3-month update. Oh yeah, is that she's 3 months and 3 or 4 days. She just started having reactions to our silly goo goo gaga noises. You know, I'd say maybe in the last week or two, she started like locking eyes and you know, just smiling and cooing, and my wife got to hear a laugh, and I missed it. So again, just going back to my last thing I was trying to say is, like, you know, for the first 2 or 3 months of their life, they're seriously like a blob, and it's like, it's tough because it can be very one way, right? You're like feeding, burping, changing, and they're just like, you know, just like being a baby. And so for her, around the 3-month mark is when she started reciprocating, at least smiling back, at least responding. And if she were awake, I would try to do it right now, but I would have to, yeah, I'm just gonna have to record it and show you guys some other time. But yeah, that's the 3-month update. Hopefully that is helpful to you, new dad. You know, just again, the first 3 months I'd say are the roughest. But if you've made it to this point and you're alive, I'd say congratulations. Just keep it up. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up, because, you know, all that resentment, anger, stress will translate, you know, to those around you, and then you just start getting into a situation that, you know, might not be the best. So I applaud you, new dad. Keep it up. You're doing a great job. If you're alive, if you're watching this thing, that means you have enough time to hop on your phone and do that. So keep it up. My name is John. I'm with New Dads. This channel is all about, you know, being a new dad, what to expect. It's for anyone with a soft spot for new fathers. So now you can kind of get a glimpse into what a dad is going through the first 3 months. And that's about all I've had for you today. Make it a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.